Is investing in residential property in Africa worth it? This question stirs up quite the debate among real estate investors. Welcome to the fascinating world of African real estate, a terrain that's as diverse as it is intriguing. When considering such an investment, it's crucial to understand the dynamics of this market. Factors such as price appreciation, cost of living, and inflation play a major role in shaping the potential returns. Not to mention the unique challenges and opportunities that come with investing on a continent that's rich in culture, history, and potential. From bustling metropolises to serene coastal towns, Africa's real estate landscape offers an array of options for the discerning investor. So before you take the leap, it's worthwhile to take a closer look at what the continent has to offer. So let's dive in and explore the pros and cons of investing in residential property in Africa. Investing in property is all about the long game, with the key player being value appreciation. Across the globe, real estate markets have their unique rhythms, each dancing to the beat of property value appreciation. But how does Africa's beat compare to the symphony of international markets? Let's take a journey to the heart of London, where the notorious Shard has seen its value appreciate significantly over the past 2 decades. Similarly, in the city that never sleeps, New York, the iconic Empire State Building has seen a steady increase in value over the same period. Now, flying over to the shimmering city of Dubai, the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, has also seen a relatively high property value appreciation, making it a lucrative investment. Down under in Melbourne, the Eureka Tower, while not as globally recognized, has followed a similar trend. Now, let's turn our compass towards Africa. Africa's property market, while not as mature as these international markets, has shown promising growth. Take Johannesburg's Ponty City Apartments, for example. Though it has had a tumultuous history, its value has seen a steady increase over the years. In Nigeria, the Echo Atlantic City, a planned city being built on Victoria Island, is another shining example of Africa's real estate potential. While these specific examples show promising trends, it's important to note that Africa's property market is quite diverse. According to research from the African Development Bank, some regions have seen property values skyrocket, while others have remained relatively stagnant. For instance, East Africa has seen a boom in property value appreciation in recent years, while Central Africa has experienced slower growth. So, what does this all mean for investors? Well, it's clear that while Africa's property market may not have the same level of maturity as markets in cities like London or New York, it is showing promising signs of growth. However, it's also important to note that property value appreciation is not the only factor to consider when investing in real estate. As we can see, the rate of property value appreciation varies greatly between Africa and other international markets. But what about the advantages and disadvantages of owning property in Africa? Let's begin with the advantages. Firstly, there is potential for significant value appreciation. African real estate markets are still emerging, and many areas are experiencing rapid urbanization and population growth. This can lead to higher demand for properties and subsequently an increase in property values. Secondly, the cost of living in many African cities is relatively low compared to international standards. This means that rental income from properties could go further. Additionally, the cost of property maintenance, taxes, and other expenses can be lower, which can enhance the overall return on investment. Thirdly, investing in Africa can offer diversification benefits. African real estate markets may not follow the same cycles as those in more developed countries. Therefore, owning property in Africa can provide a hedge against downturns in other markets. However, investing in African property is not without its challenges. One of the main concerns is the issue of property rights. While many African countries have laws that protect property rights, enforcement can sometimes be inconsistent. There have been instances where properties have been expropriated without fair compensation, causing significant losses for investors. Then there's the issue of political instability and economic volatility in some regions. These factors can lead to unpredictable changes in property values and rental incomes. Furthermore, investors may face challenges related to bureaucracy, corruption, and complex legal systems, which can make the process of buying and selling properties more difficult and costly. Lastly, while the cost of living may be low in many African cities, this is often accompanied by lower average incomes. As a result, the pool of potential tenants or buyers who can afford to pay high rents or purchase prices may be limited. The balance between these advantages and potential disadvantages can significantly influence investment decisions. The key is to thoroughly research and understand the specific markets you're interested in, and to consider the potential risks in relation to the potential returns. So, is it worth investing in African property? Let's take a moment to recap the key points we've covered so far. We've examined the value appreciation of African properties over the past 2 decades, comparing it to international markets like London, New York, Dubai, and Melbourne. We've also discussed the advantages and disadvantages of owning property on the African continent, taking into account factors such as cost of living, inflation, and property rights. The African property market has shown impressive growth over the past 20 years, with some cities experiencing a higher rate of appreciation than many international markets. For instance, in cities like Cape Town, South Africa, and Lagos, Nigeria, property values have seen a substantial increase. However, this growth has not come without challenges. Inflation rates can be high, and property rights have at times been disrespected, leading to potential investment risks. Despite these challenges, the advantages of investing in African property are noteworthy. The cost of living in many African cities is relatively low compared to international standards, making it an attractive investment for those looking for affordable property options. Additionally, the potential for high returns due to rapid urbanization and growing middle class is a draw for many investors. Now, is it worth investing in African property? It's a complex question that depends on your individual investment goals and risk tolerance. However, if you're willing to navigate the potential challenges and risks, the opportunities for high returns are certainly there. In terms of specific countries and cities, Cape Town in South Africa and Lagos in Nigeria have shown promising growth trends, making them potentially lucrative investment options. Other cities to consider include Accra in Ghana and Nairobi in Kenya, both of which have burgeoning real estate markets. Investing in the African property market is not for the faint-hearted, but for those who are willing to take on the challenge. The potential rewards could be substantial. While there are challenges to investing in African property, there are also significant opportunities that could make it a worthwhile investment.